Good afternoon, mate. As you can see, this is what the weather's doing this afternoon. It's been raining off and on last few days here on the Big Island. I'm over in a place called Lapoihoi, which is known as the North Side, Hamakua, North Coast. Deep blue waters of the Pacific Ocean. The deep blue waters, calm waters of the Pacific Ocean. Thank you, Mom, for the ocean. Powerful energies in the ocean. I do love this rock. Man, you can tap into some really good energies here. But you can see if you go look at a satellite, I guess, of if I looked at the Weather Channel, and I did once, but that doesn't really mean anything to me. Not where you can work with the elementals and change the weather, you know. You'd be surprised the difference between their use of technology to try and manipulate the elements, the ionosphere, right? And what it's like when the one is present, communicating with all the elements of the ionosphere. When the real spirits experience the one, which is real living light, they know that's the source from which it all began. They prefer to be with us than it. Information technology systems running AI directed shit, which is like we predate all their fucking technology. So the spirits know who came first. They do. So they know when they're with the one, that's like, wow, they're being healed. They're experiencing the purity of that love. All the elementals experience the purity of that fire. The elements, whoa, the spirit of fire is here, the big, bad, eternal fire is here. Yeah, so the elementals know. That's the highest law. They want to be with the highest conductor, superconductor, right from the source from which it all comes. Obviously, the AI doesn't run that fast. You can't hack the one code. You can't hack what love is. It goes on forever. In other words, try and hack an eternal spirit of fire. It's just like, man. It's like one Indian said, and I forget his name. He was a music guy, hung out during the 60s, that whole area there. Not Trudeau. I forget. He was the one, I saw a picture of him, and he said, this is the place where spirits get eaten, and that's true. This was for all the marvels. When the call went out, the call went out. All the living spirits respond in energy to that call. You could see that in the movie Johnny Weissmuller did in the 30s, black and white TV with Tarzan. Right? And the story behind the great apes. But how everything that was alive and living in nature, when Tarzan and Jane and their son was together, all the birds, all the aquatic life, everything in nature, like in an avatar. But this was like a black and white TV. Well, it wasn't TV. There was TV, but it was a movie by Johnny Weissmuller, who happened to be an Olympic swimmer, wrestling crocodiles in the land of the crocodiles. But he could be up in his treehouse, you know, and he was using the vines like an Amazonian forest, right? All he wore was a pair of skins and a knife. That's all he needed was a knife. Lived up in a treehouse. I lived in a treehouse. Swiss Family Robinson, remember? A Swiss family. Like a Swiss knife, and then you see the cross, right? How all that works. Langley. Them folks. Remember? Them. That's a whole other video I had to do on them. Did you ever see a black and white movie called Them? In New Mexico with ants. Big ants. What they were after. The elements. What they were after. Yeah. But I was in the kitchen a little bit ago, and I've run some math stuff back by my clan mother because, you know, music is math, right? So obviously spirits dance to the music, and I've mentioned this many times before. The math is built in. The math is automatically built in when you are the manifestation from which it all began as one of a kind, which means we don't experience the same thing that everybody else experiences because you're an original musician. When you've chosen to serve forever and you become a mated chip in your monopole running at a high speed, bang, where the light is, we are. And so that means if anybody was giving out permits, the one was. Okay, you got permission to do this, you got permission to do this, you're free to go, you're free to go, you're free to go. You know, like on the Monopoly board game, don't pass go, no go, keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You're free, you're free, you're free, you're free, you're free, you're all free. Let them all out of the cages, let them all out of the prisons, right? Well, that would include all the dogs and cats and everything in the zoos. So what you begin to realize is that they were building a prison in their own minds because of everything they hold captive that is external to them is what they hold captive that's internal to them. So that's an inverted state of consciousness. That's a virus. That is how that virus is defined. That's what makes it simple when you're a 4-year-old child to go, I am living in an illusion. Because what I'm experiencing, by experiencing what all the others are experiencing, is not sanity. So this was where Jack Nicholson, in 2 movies, talked about the, what is it? One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, right? And you can't handle the truth. That's not a coincidence, is it? Yeah. It's not a coincidence I get a knock at the door while I'm doing this. But it's okay. It's the way that it works.
Did you leave something on the burner?
Hang on.